Welcome to today's market report. European stock markets traded higher on Monday, boosted by optimism of an economic recovery as the region's vaccination program increases in pace. DAX traded 0.3% higher, CAC 40 rose 0.8%, FTSE 100 climbed 1.1%. The European Union will fast-track approvals of coronavirus vaccines adapted to combat mutations. EU officials have faced criticism over the speed many of its constituent countries have received vaccines for their populations. The UK, by contrast, announced on Sunday that 15 million had received their first doses, raising hopes of a relatively prompt relaxation of stringent lockdown measures. Vivendi stock soared over 20% after the French media conglomerate announced Monday plans to spin off its subsidiary Universal Music by the end of the year. Rolls-Royce stock rose 1.2% after the aero-engines maker named former Deloitte partner Panos Kakoullis as its next chief financial officer to help steer its cost-cutting and simplification as it tries to ride out the pandemic. Equinor stock rose 2.3%, helped by higher oil prices, even as the energy company warned of possible strike action in Norway. Daimler stock rose 0.6% despite the German car manufacturer planning to recall 1.29 million vehicles in the US, while stock market operator Euronext stock fell 0.7% after appointing Piero Novelli, a co-president at Swiss bank UBS, to become its new chairman. European markets had also received a positive handover from Asia after data showed Japan's gross domestic product grew faster than expected in the fourth quarter. This prompted the country's benchmark Nikkei index to rise above the psychologically important 30,000 level for the first time since August 1990. Eurozone finance ministers will meet virtually later on Monday to discuss the bloc's economic recovery. The Deutsche Bundesbank will release its monthly report on the German economy. Oil prices surged on Monday in their highest levels in 13 months, boosted by fresh tensions in the Middle East as Saudi Arabia intercepted an explosive-laden drone from Yemen. Crude futures traded 1.9% higher at $60.59 per barrel. Brent rose 1.4% to $63.28 per barrel. Gold futures fell 0.3% at $1,818.15 per ounce. On the FX front, GBPUSD is predicted to reach the psychological 140 level as the UK's vaccination program is at full speed. Britain has vaccinated the most at-risk groups in most areas. The achievement is one of the reasons pushing the pound higher to fresh 34-month highs above 139. The rapid immunization campaign and the lockdown are reasonable for the drop in COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations and death recorded in recent weeks. A return to normality would boost the economy in the first quarter of 2021 after recording a better-than-expected advance in the previous one. The U.S. Senate acquitted former President Donald Trump after votes voting to convict failed to muster a supermajority. For markets, the quick ending frees Congress to move forward with President Joe Biden's proposed $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. While the final sum will likely to be smaller, it is set to pass by the end of the month. The relative strength index on the 4-hour chart is just above 70, indicating overbought levels. However, momentum remains to be the upside and the cable is holding above the 50, 100 and 200 simple moving average. All in all, there is a chance that GBPUSD ignores overbought conditions for some time. The new 34-month high of 139.15 is the immediate resistance line. It is followed by the psychologically significant 140 level, and then by 141.10 and 142. Support awaits at the previous peak of 138.65, then by 138.25, which was a swing low. Eurodollar clings to modest daily gains above 121.30 on Monday. Industrial production in euro area contracted sharply in December by 1.6%. The reading followed November's expansion of 2.6% and came in worse than expected. The dollar weakened in early European trading on Monday as traders walked away from this safe haven amid optimism about a vaccination-led global recovery and the prospect of more US stimulus. The dollar index was down 0.2% at 90.335, not far removed from last week's low of 90.249, whilst Chinese yuan is at its 32-month high against the dollar at 6.4 per dollar. This is today's market news. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.